That button. All right. Well, looks like we got everything recording, so we're gonna get this thing started. So we are gonna, subscribe, like, hit all the bell buttons, make sure everything goes good. Go visit the website if you remember where to find it. If not, I'll put it in the description below. On the subscribe buttons down there, someplace. Depending upon which site you're on, it's on this side or this side, down low, up top, And we're starting to get this thing out further and further to see if YouTube's holding us back or if it's just that I'm doing bad content nobody wants to watch. Who knows? But anyway, so let's get this ship loaded, maybe. Okay, so there's the warning sign. So we're going to get this thing going. So we're going to talk about Gone in 60 Seconds, the 2000 film, not the 1974 version, because the 1974 version was basically the same thing. That one was actually better as far as plot and all that, but this one here is pretty good. This is a Nicolas Cage movie. And Angelina Jolie's in this one. She doesn't look the same. So, it starts off with our car thief retiring because he got everybody in trouble, going off to do a go-karts or something, and then one of his old crewmates come and find him, and then he turns into, tells him that his brother, Kip Raines, where Nicolas Cage is playing Randall Raines. Then they got cops chasing him and all that, trying to figure out how to catch him. So anyway, on Long Beach, California, on the pier, it turns out that they've got the guy that owns the pier, or owns the dock where he's at, has got an order for a bunch of cars. It's like 100 cars boost in one night. 72 hours, sorry. So he ends up going to meet this guy, trying to settle it with cash, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't seem to really matter. So they end up going on a 72-hour boost to fill this order, and they steal a bunch of cars. They got Porsches, Ferraris, Shelbys, Mustangs. They've got all kinds of cars they're going after and stealing, and then they've got that actual interesting song. Now, they did a special car just for this movie. It's a 1966 or 68 Ford Mustang, 1967, sorry. Ford Mustang, and they dressed it up perfectly for this. It's got a big blown motor. It's a GT 500 Shelby. They dressed it up real good for this show. It's got nitrous. It really a good car movie. And Kip Raines and his girlfriend Sway, they split up when he retired, so they had to work back, getting back together. Nicolas Cage did a pretty good job in this movie. So they run around L.A. and Long Beach and that area stealing cars, and they get all kinds of cars stolen and put them in containers and get them gone. Lots of car crashes, lots of chasing. They even did a chase on the dock in the movie, and they got big propane containers flying all over the place. They've got cars going through walls. They get cars hit with a wrecking ball. We're going to do a lot of crazy things in this thing. And it turns out that, it's really turns out that the cops finally figure out, because they find the original heist and they got the list, found the list under a black light. But it's more interesting if you go watch it instead of listening to me talk about it. But it does a pretty good. They do a pretty good job with this movie. It's different than the old one, and it's I consider the old one better, but this one's still pretty good. So we're doing 5 stars on this one, by the way. Now, they did all these cars steals in 72 hours. They steal some real rare hot rods and real rare cars, lowriders, lead sleds, you name it. They probably pulled it out of there. And they didn't canvass or find it. They had some special keys for 4 cars they had to get, and that's where they got just about caught getting the transponder keys from Germany to get the Mercedes. They do a couple Cadillac Eldorados. They do all kinds of cars in this thing, and they end up stealing some cars from a police impound lot. Can you believe that? That's really brave. With a distraction guy out front playing with a doll. So anyway, so they found the 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500 in an office building, radio announcer's car. And the original one, they actually stole 2, but this one here, they just got the one. So that's the last car they steal at the end of the thing, because it's the one that Kip Raines is having problems with. It keeps getting him in trouble. And he feels a connection to it. Then they run it. So they run around all, the last quarter of the film. They run around with chase scene on that car, and they jump. It does a car jump on the bridge. It does all kinds of crazy things to get where he wants to be. It dies on him, and he talks to it. It doesn't really seem that he's going to make it in time. They figure out which shipyard he's going to, and they call it Exeter Salvage and something or another. I can't remember the whole name, and they ended up going there to try to catch him after he delivers all the cars. Then the last one car, the Shelby Mustang, of course, it doesn't make it in time, and they end up destroying it and crushing it and all kinds of fun stuff. Hopefully it's not the car that they spent all the money on, but they end up destroying a car, the Shelby GT500 Shelby, which, for most car guys, they'd be crying at that point. But, they did it. They have fist fights and stuff inside the building where they delivered the cars to, and they did a lot of interesting things, and it looks like Randall Raines saved the cop that was chasing him. I'm trying to figure out who it was, but yeah. Anyway, they end up doing that, and at the end of it, they're having a barbecue, and everybody's safe, and they bring a beat up Shelby Mustang GT500, and it starts playing their song, and they drive it around the block, and apparently it dies, and then he says, start, no start, start, no start at the end of the movie. It's actually turned out to be a pretty good movie. So, I'm giving this one 6 stars. I think the older one was better, but, that's just me. So they did a pretty good job with this movie, and let's get into the fun part. This came out in June 9th, 2000. It was 118 minutes long. It was done in the United States English. They spent somewhere between $90 million and $103.3 million. They don't know for sure how much they spent on it. I guess they got 2 accountants that are confused. So the price that they did at the box office was 237.2 million. And this was actually a pretty good movie. I recommend you go watch it. So hopefully you enjoyed what was going on here, and we'll come back and watch more and more and more, and tell everybody to subscribe and like and do all that fun stuff that you're supposed to do when you like a movie or channel. I'm probably not entertaining enough because you got crazy guys that are just going nuts with this stuff, and I'm kind of a little more serious, so we'll have to figure out how to figure that out. But hopefully you're back for tomorrow or next week, depending upon what the case may be, depending on where you're watching it. Because the reason why we're doing that is because YouTube decided to mess with me and wanted to cancel me, I guess, because I'm breathing. Or, I'm a man, or I have an opinion they don't like. But they removed 3 of my videos in 2002 too. So that's why we're doing this 2002-3 and 360 videos. And all of them are going to be on Premiere. So they're coming. You just got to wait a long time. The anticipation probably sucks. But, it's just one of those things that's been going on. So we'll go ahead and get off of this thing, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.